Hi, welcome to another project for Made by Marley Week. We really hope you enjoy this one and tune in tomorrow for more projects. Okay, today's project. This is a little cupboard. It's got a cute little drawer at the bottom. It looks very, I think, sort of almost oriental, sort of Asian looking. I think this part here gives it that sort of appearance. So I'm going to get Martin to remove these bottom handles. I'm going to put different handles on the bottom. These kind of although this has not been a cheap piece of furniture in its day because it's very well made. It's just that I don't like these little handles at the bottom, so we'll swap those out and put something pretty down the bottom, and we'll put more gold onto this to accentuate that. What paper I'm going to be using today? Today I'm going to be using Koyo. So it is an oriental style paper, and it's lovely and bright, and it's got the greens and the oranges. I was thinking of you, Linda. It's got, this is your sort of other sheet. It's, you know, it's got crayon on it, and the ladies going this way. So you can either have them facing one another like this, or you can, oh, it doesn't matter, we're still not going to do it. They can be both going out that way, or they can be going this way. So I think maybe I'll have them this way because they look like they're kind of kicking at one another from across the thing. Right, what we're going to do first is very simple. If you haven't got it by now, then when will you get it? So the first, we're going to rip it, because this is one of those ones where we're going to have a lot of transitions to blend. You're going to have to put it on like a jigsaw puzzle, and then work all your details in between. So let's just rip this edge off here. Now in a minute, I'm just wanting my lovely lady out of this piece. I don't want, for once I think I'm getting better at ripping the sides, but this could go horribly wrong any minute. Yeah, I spoke too soon. You always need to get rid of this. Now if I was just putting this on flat on a drawer front, I wouldn't need to do any of the ripping, and I could just apply it and then cut it or sand it. But because I want to apply it like this is what I'm going to do. Now I want this shape, and I want the lady, so I'm just going to very sort of carefully, slowly catchy monkey round here. Now this looks horrible to the eye, but it's actually all fine. The paper won't take any heart. It's robust enough, and we've been through all this. Just going to lay it down flat and just make sure that I get it all the way around. Now you need to keep all your parts that you're ripping off. You need them. And I'm just going to, it doesn't matter if I have to kind of like do a little bit over a dress. I'm going to do this with the other one as well. So positioning, I think I'm going to have them kind of about here round the lock, and that one. I'll be back in a minute. We'll stop the camera while I just rip this one out, because you don't want to see me doing that all again. 1 minute. Okay, so I've got two ripped off now. Now you need your Mod Podge, a soft brush, and a soft cloth. My soft cloth's got broccoli on it. See, look at that. I bought these thinking these were dish towels. Look at the size of them. They're like face flannels, and they're very thin. I'm not going to talk about that. I was very disappointed when I opened them up, but they were on a sale bin in IKEA, so what was I expecting? So I said to Mara the other day, these are absolutely no use. They're going out for painty rags. I usually normally use just people's clothing. Don't I, Mary? Yeah. As soon as there's a hole or a rip, it's coming out here. I mean, I've even been noticed to use Mary's pants. Sorry, Mary. That was DMI, wasn't it?
It's fine.
He's not saying anything.
It's one of those things, isn't it? You know,
yeah,
pants don't last forever, do
no,
they?
and I'm recycling.
Like, you know, better for them to have a second life.
Yeah,
and just go straight in the bin.
It's normally poor Daisy's pajamas, and she gets embarrassed because she thinks maybe her friends will be watching this and they'll be seeing me decoupaging with her pajamas. Right, now what I'm doing now is, now I've got my glue on, I'm doing that thing I told you. I'm now getting rid of all the ridges. The ridges make wrinkles, so that's a gentle motion to get rid of that. A bit ridgy there, so let's just, I've applied too much glue there, so let's just spread that out. Right, okay, we're good to go, I think. Now, positioning is key. Whatever to do at one side, I'll be wanting to do at the other. So I'm thinking here is nice. Here is good. I'm committing to that. Soft cloth from the centre out. Centre out. Make sure that I've got right to the edges. And I could see there's a little bit left here. What did I do with my brush? Didn't go as far as there, see? With all the best will in the world, I try and go way further than I need, but no. Smooth that out. There we go now. That is lovely and smooth. And what am I going to do now? Just going to leave it alone. Right. Same on the other side. Let's get this lady on. Are we thinking that's about right, Martin?
Down a fraction.
I don't like it when I have to take paper back off it and it's already touched the glue. You're more likely to get a wrinkle that way. I like to just put it on and commit, but unfortunately, I don't think there's enough glue on that one. Hodge Podge dries quicker than you think. Right, let's try that again.
The tip of her umbrella.
What about it?
That's how you tell where it's.
Yeah? No. It's not an umbrella, actually. It's actually a leaf.
Okay.
But I made it into an umbrella. Oh, now we're going. Is that okay? Well,
yes.
I'm going to have to go for it because I'm going to end up with a multitude of wrinkles if we don't. There we go now. There is not.
I could see that you've made it into an umbrella.
Can you see that?
Yeah. When I was.
When you were looking at it, I thought.
Early stages, you know.
I thought I'm being.
You made an umbrella out of that leaf.
I did. That's what I did, and I thought if I put it behind, it looked like an umbrella. Because that's how I roll. Right. Okay. Now with the rest of this jigsaw puzzle, this is the one that the Made by Marley one that people struggle with the most, and it's actually, sorry the catches keep doing that, it's just that Martin's going to have to put a new set of catches inside it. Right, we have choices now. I am going to, I think, rip this leaf off on both sides. And I'm just going to put this down the bottom. Now, I have actually got another set of this. I didn't know I had, but I opened up the envelope to show everybody and there was another set in it. So I'm going to use, but it's just the lady. So she's going to go on the side, and I think I'm going to do something with the, I keep wanting to call it a stork. It's not. What we call a crane. I'm going to do something with the crane down the bottom where the drawers are. Right. Just remember, you don't want big like that there. You don't want any of that nonsense. You want it nice and smooth. Now, I think I'm going to go, because that way I can blend some orange into this. Yeah. Now, tough cloth, centre, no wrinkles, out to the other edge, no wrinkles, making sure that your sides are, your edges are all glued down. Voila. The other side. Don't worry if there's a little bit of a sort of overlapping area. I'm just not going to be too fussy about that right now. Just need to make sure that there's glue across there. Now, happy with that. I've got these two couple of cornery parts left. So let's stick those here. Making sure that I've not got any wrinkles. I think I'm going to have to maybe get rid of that cornery piece because I want this to come sort of around there like that. I don't want it going on there. Sorry, I'm doing an awful lot of talking to myself. There now. I am really happy with how that's all went on. It's went on nice. I'm just going to leave it all alone now. I'm just going to go and set up my paint and get Matt to take these bottom handles off, and then we'll come along and we'll start blending with our base coat. Obviously off camera I'm going to put the ladies on the sides. Okay, so I ripped out the crane and I popped him on the top, and what I've got left over down here, I'm going to decoupage across the bottom drawers, so we know that what's happening there. I'm going to put these ladies one on either side, and I've just mixed a paint colour. This was some of the blue that was left over from the Alice in Wonderland cabinet that I added Versailles to, and some Capability Green to get this sort of minty blue. I was going to use Provence, but it's a bit too blue, so I just had to kind of custom make something up. And I'll show you how this looks, because when you come back next, all the decoupaging is going to be done and all of the transitions between everything is going to be painted. So small brush to start with. Now it's going to look ugly before it gets better, and I'm just, you know, that I'm setting a scene here, you know. I'm going to need some small brush to get into the handle detail, this. So that's how this is going to look. So when you come back, it'll all be decoupaged and there'll be no brown bits of wood left. I'll show you up here as well so you get an idea, and then we'll start. We're going to be doing a cheeky little bit of hand painting. It's not a lot and it's not difficult either what I'm going to be doing, so it should be okay to do. Obviously, if you've got, we don't have like that, the next sort of batch of stencils, we'll have an Oriental one, but we don't have an Oriental one at the moment. So, but I'm sure there's probably bits and pieces in the stencils that you actually could use. But for this one in particular, I'm going to be hand painting it. So I'm going to get on and I'm going to do that, okay? Okay, so I'm just applying my Mod Podge to my drawer front, and this is what I was saying, if you just want to do simple drawers, you can just cut it slightly shorter than the edge of the sort of recess of the drawer. I'm just joining two parts together. It doesn't really particularly matter whether, and the way that I ripped it out, there's that little bit there missing, but again, we can fix all of these things. These are nothing to worry about. You just need to make sure that if there's any recesses and it is slightly over, that you've got all these little parts glued down and they're nice and flat. I'm just going to run a little bit of glue down that join, and then I'm just going to leave that alone. That's going to go down in the bottom here, but I don't really need to put it in just now, so I'll just move it behind me. Right, okay, let's look down at this palette. What have I got? Okay, Versailles, Oxford Navy, Furrow, Athenian Black, Frida Blue, Amsterdam Green, Provence, Scandinavian Pink, Emperor's Silk, Barcelona Orange, Tilton. This is orange acrylic. Here it is here, it's just orange acrylic paint. Yeah, these colours here, although they're not hugely obvious, are these colours here. Now, when you've painted it, you've got all these transition lines. So what are you going to do? How are you going to camouflage all this now you've made your jigsaw? Well, I'm going to show you how. Well, first of all, at the end, once I've done some of the artwork, I'm going to put a frame round here all the way around. So it's going to have a sort of frame. So anything I bring out from here, I'm just going to be painting over the top of it. So let's look at this colour first and get a brush that's going to be suitable for the job. This is not black. You can tell between that and that. I know this because I designed it. This is a very dark navy. So, but sometimes it's good if you just trial it. It's going to be a little bit darker than that. So let's just pop a little bit of Versailles in it. Just a little bit. Not a huge amount. Yeah, I'm going to need some water to help this move. Right, okay, so we are just going to make this look like it is part of the design. So we're going over the transition lines. We want to go over this one up here as well. So let's just have it running down that transition line. And do, it's all in hold your, if you hold your brush on the point and push it down and then lift it up, you're going to get that sort of kind of almost chamoisery look when it comes to leaves. So pull it down like that. My main focus at the moment is to get rid of all the nasty transitions. And yeah, it's going to take a little bit of time, but not that much. Right, so that's that one there, but then it's going into something orange. Let's just find, we need a leaf at the top of here. Right, orange. Now, find a suitable brush. You maybe have to kind of mess around with the oranges first. You could try making your own from Barcelona orange and Empress silk. That's why I put these two colours together. But you might need to add a little bit of acrylic to it to get it, brighten it up. So let's just work out where this leaf is going to go. Now I can see I'm needing a little bit more Barcelona orange to lighten this up. It's a bit orangey. Let's just get the general shape and then I'll come back and make it work. And again, I'm working over these transitions so that they're no longer, they're just not the focus anymore. Like that. Now let's just work on the colours here. I think it needs to be a little bit lighter. Let's just, oh, that's maybe a little bit too light. Let's just give it the leaves a little bit more sort of, because this one here, you can see it's kind of jaggy, so it's not quite right. So let's just bring some of that down into there, and then that makes it more what you're looking for. Now I can see there's some like sort of whitey kind of sort of flecks, so let's just kind of put some of these in. I need to fix this part here, so I think we're going to need to bring our leaf as far down as that blue one. I think that was the problem. I think I've managed to get a bit of dirty blue in there and it's kind of upset the cheer of it all, but we'll fix that. Same needs to happen on the other side, obviously. I'm not going to show you this one, but let's kind of get on with the chat, because you can see I'm taking my leaf. There's the transition there, yeah? You can see it. So I'm taking my leaf shape past that so that it's just no longer the focus. Let's get rid of those blue flowers as well, actually, on both sides, because we'll put some more of those in ourselves. Now, this isn't difficult. You don't have to be really good at art to do this. This is just, you know, like kind of following the lines. I always think with these things that because you've got all this on it, you don't need to have a huge amount of skills to kind of match your colours and get everything looking just the way you want it. Let's put it like that. And this will be the longest part of the filming. I mean, after this, I'm just going to go on and finish the piece and get it kind of nearly completed. And each one of these, because I mean, these are supposed to be short videos, but I mean, there's so many blending and these kinds of tutorials on my YouTube channel as it is. But if you've bought this paper, this is just a little bit of inspo on how you might want to put it together. I mean, you don't know, you might want to do something like this, and I'm showing you how. Right, so we've got that and that. Let's just get rid of that. You feel a little bit Bob Rossy when you're doing this. I mean, I must admit. Let's dip back in the blue with the ochre, with the Versailles. Plenty of paint, water on your brush. So let's bring this one up and bring this one a different way. So point, push, up again. Point, push, up again. kind of, if you look at this one, the leaves kind of go, when I did these leaves, because these are my own leaves, so I've kind of been kind of, it's different doing it when you're designing it digitally, because I've just kind of put them all on top of one another and I've not really cared about it. And I always think sometimes when I design things, if only I'd made it a little bit easier for myself to recreate. But so that one's kind of going across there. So let's kind of try and keep to what I was doing. Put that in there, lift that to there, put that to there, and lift that to there. This one here is darker than these ones here, so let's add a little bit of black into this one. Black. Because this one comes right across our dress, so let's just match that in. You can see what I'm doing. I'm literally going around the paper now and making it one big cohesive picture. And it's not that difficult to do. It just takes a little bit of time. I won't do any more in these leaves because I think you've got the leaves. Now the next thing I'm going to tackle is these sort of grey flowers, which are going to be, I think, a wee bit difficult. So I might have to have a wee bit of a... Right, there we go. Oh, I didn't mean that one to come out that sort of shape. And let's just join that up. Right, so you know what I'm doing with the leaves, you know what I'm doing with these big orange ones as well. I will run this one coming down this way, so that one's going up that way and this one's coming down this way, and I'll join this one to this one. So let's just look at this and try and get something. I think we need to go into the pink ranges now. What we've got here in the way of brushes. See this one here? Let's have a wee look at the pinks on this. I'm dipping into the paprika, which is just going to highlight that. Back into the Scandi Pink again. Just twirl your brush around and give it a little bit of movement, and then back into the paprika, which makes it look more, it's like it's got a bit of a shadow on it, like these ones. I want a bit of a branch, so just wet my brush a bit. And then maybe, they don't have to be exactly the same as the other ones, just I'm thinking I'm going to go into the oranges now because there's quite a lot of orange. Oh, that's really off. Let me just check if it's, yeah. Sometimes checking on the actual thing. Let's get this and make that go across that transition there. Kind of make it look like it's in front of it. And if I darken it up with a little bit of red, like that, kind of looks like it was meant to be. So I'm going to go on and I'm just going to blend all of these flowers and everything together until I've got one cohesive design. And then we'll come back and I'll show you me painting in the border, putting the drawing. On the top, I put the bird. He's up there. Crane. And I've got just the full sheet on the sides. I just put the full sheet on both sides. So that's where we're at. I'll paint all this in and we'll be back shortly. I didn't come back to show you me just painting a border around it and putting a drawer in it. It's a little bit dull. I'll just talk you through what I did. Once I painted all my pieces, I came back in and I put some white in it as well because I thought that looked quite nice. And then I just got the colours that were on my palette and just kind of smeared them around deliberately till I got a sort of frame that I liked. The top looks like this. And it's pretty much the same deal with the darkened edges. I used the blue and put the clouds in it and did my blue leaf. Yeah, you're starting to get the idea. And on the sides, that's what I did on the side. I painted in the other half of this leaf and then I just made some symmetry and I did this leaf down the bottom, put in my blue leaves, added some white and again just put some colours around the edges just to finish it off. It's the same on the other side as well, just kind of different orientation. I dry brushed that top part because I thought it was nice, and literally I kept it quite distressed. It's not something I would normally do with a sort of oriental one. I'd be a wee bit more sort of precise, but I think that kind of works, and it's different to what I would normally do. How I finished it off was because it was some tiny, this couldn't be taken off because of the mechanism. I got a screwdriver and tried to have a wee look at that, so I painted in between it, but in that process some little bits got some blue on it. So what I did was I just got some copper paint and I just ran it into there to finish that off. Martin's got to put the handles on and we'll get this staged out. Okay, so that's that one finished. What's the difficult part of this? It's just putting it together. But all you need to do is look at the original paper first. A design paper that's easy to kind of copy, either with stencils or a little bit of hand painted. And the blue leaves and the big orange flowers are really easy to recreate. So you can build a design around them. Colours, just look at the paper and you'll find all the colours you're looking for. And that's the same with any Made by Marley paper. Just look at the colours and then that way you can, you know, which route you're going to take. And sometimes it's nice when you look at the paper to pick something really unusual that goes with the colour palette as well. And then that way your work really stands out. Anyway, that's that one done. Martin, have you got anything to add about this one?
I like this. Yeah.
It's a cute one.
This is nice. They're really different colour palette to normal.
Yeah.
I like all the different little elements that you've introduced. Yeah, smashing piece.
Okay then, so that's another project done, and that was the Koyo paper.